have a copy of the agenda. I don't have anything, but I'm good. I'm good.
You're live.
Okay. Hang on, I'm just gonna go grab my phone. Are you ready, Kayla?
Yep, you're good to go.
Okay, so let's call the meeting to order. Be it resolved that the Creemore Business Improvement Association hereby approve the agenda dated March 8th as presented. All in favor?
You need a mover and a seconder first.
Oh, sorry.
I'll move it.
Okay, Doug's second. Okay, we good. Linda and Doug. All right, perfect. And we were all in favor, right?
Yep.
Wave, Sarah.
Hi, sorry.
Okay. Are you not in favor, Sarah? What the hell?
I'm trying to find it.
Okay. Okay. We're pretty we're able to make changes as we go. So let's just start with what we have, and we can slip something in there if we need to. Okay. Disclosure of disqualifying interest and general nature thereof. Anybody have anything to disclose? No disclosures? Okay. Let's move on. Can we approve the previous minutes? Be it resolved that the Creemore Business Improvement Association Board hereby approve the meeting minutes dated February 8th, 2022 as presented. So
I'll
we
move
make a motion. Doug will make the motion. Second.
Sorry, it's John.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I guess I had Doug just on the brain. Sorry.
That's
Doug.
okay. I've been called worse.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully not much worse. No. Okay. Do we have a second for that? Was that Heather? Was that your hand up, Heather? To second? Yeah. Okay. That's good. Okay. Street decor update. Sarah, did you have anything from Rural Roots, or was that in last?
Oh, yeah. So I went back to her with, I haven't heard from her for a bit, but she knows the colors and everything. She hasn't sent me anything more, but I am assuming we're all in order. I'll double check with her.
Okay, awesome. And I don't think there was anything else.
Where's the decor?
Sorry, just about Easter. I think Darcy Q's Easter plan kind of incorporates some decorating. So,
okay. Would that just be, we're talking about Easter next? Would that be part of the event?
Yeah, I guess we'll just talk about it.
Okay, all right.
But there is a street decor element.
Heather's or something?
Street decor. When are the decorations coming down that are up now?
Yeah.
They should have come down right after Valentine's.
Right. Well, it looks like it's quite weathered, and I think we got to think of a plan to get that stuff down, and it's going to take lots of ladders and lots of scissors, maybe knives. I'm not sure, but that stuff's all tied up, and it's higher than I can even probably reach on a step stool because they've whipped up into the trees.
I know I'm in town Thursday, so I can start cutting some mittens down and stuff. Maybe we'll just put it out on the Facebook page and on the MailChimp and just see if anybody's interested in going out and doing it, like even the trees just in front of their own place. Sarah, would it be okay to drop the things at the Echo? Or
I'm really full when it comes to BIA stuff. I have all of the Christmas, like I have a lot of stuff. So I'm hesitant to take on more.
Okay.
I think we should take a review on the quality of the stuff that's there, because I know that lots of the ornaments look pretty battered, and we did pick a couple mittens up off the ground, wondering if they could be washed. But there is some stuff that's
a good point. We'll put that in the that's a good thing to add, Heather. We'll put that in the Facebook notice and tell people to use their best judgment. We just need one place to drop it off.
If we had one Rubbermaid bin, I'm sure that we could get at the
brewery?
hardware store and just put it in a bin. At least it's contained, and then we got to
Yeah.
figure out where that
Okay.
bin lives. But at least it's all in one spot.
Okay, I'll put the brewery down as the drop location, and then you and I can chat about where it's going to go after. Does that sound good?
I mean, I just suggested a bin. I didn't suggest to be the keeper.
Oh,
Don't
I
be
thought you said we put the
Then you're in charge.
Sorry, I had just said I'm looking for a location because we need, if we're going to put it on Facebook and ask people to do it, then we need a location for them to drop it so it all does stay together.
Okay, yeah.
If you
Let's
don't want the
talk on-
brewery, that's okay. Hang on, we'll wait and see if when Lori comes, maybe she
We
can.
can connect on Thursday. It could be easy enough. I just got to make sure that I talk with my staff to manage that because I'm not in that space. So
Yeah.
they'll just have to know if it's coming in and there's just a bin available, and we could
Yeah.
make it easy, but yeah.
Okay, well, we can figure that out then, I guess. We won't confirm that where the bin's gonna go yet. We'll wait and see if Lori is cool with dropping it at her place. That would be fine too. Okay, so the next is there anything else about street decor that anybody wants to add or? No, okay, so events, Easter. I understand Darcy Q is doing Easter.
Yeah, she's all over it, and she took some of the feedback that we provided. So she will be doing a scavenger hunt. She's having the kids at the school decorate Easter eggs, and on the back of the Easter eggs, there's going to be clues, there's going to be visual guides. It all sounds like it's going to work. So she's going to provide me, I think the timing is going to be sort of like 10 to 1. And the promotion will start next week. It's going to be sponsored by the Echo, and then we'll do a ad spread like we have in the past to help with at least 1 week of advertising at least. So that's gonna happen.
Now, does that need to go out on Facebook, or is that the Echo's just going to take care of going and getting the business?
Yeah, we do that. So I guess I have to declare a conflict of interest, which is usually somebody losing money actually around here. Do you want to disqualify me? So no, that's operations for us, so we'll take care of that. It sounds great. She did want to, so she will be putting up big coroplast decorated eggs and some ribbon, and I think she'll be doing that on the Monday before Easter. Or Tuesday before Easter. So just to note that will be happening.
Nice. Now, is there an opportunity for the membership to participate in some way? Does Darcy, will she be contacting people, or?
I think she does have small Easter eggs to go in the windows of the shops. So to be part of the scavenger hunt. So she'll be in touch with each business individually, I guess.
Okay, because I know previously she had asked for donations from each business to go into the eggs for the scavenger hunt. So
yeah, it's changed up a little bit. There isn't going to be the same sort of like little eggs and people running into shops and stuff. I think that was one of the concerns I heard at this table last month. So the idea is that they will be able to see the eggs that are in each of the shops from outside. And then as part of the budget, she will be giving out gift certificates for prizes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Did anybody have any other questions about Easter or? No? Okay. Food tour. Linda, is that something you're speaking about?
Yeah, so I talked to Heidi from the food tours, and she will be getting in touch with different businesses and stuff to see who would be interested in taking part. It's fairly simple and straightforward. It's like a 3 or 4 hour walking tour through the town, and she goes to different businesses, restaurants, but also different businesses depending on the tour and the interest. And then yeah, it's like she discusses all of the details with the different different businesses depending on who it is.
Is there an ask from the BIA in particular for the food tour? Is there any funding that you require or anything?
No, nothing's, no, she doesn't need anything at all from us. She also does the payment according to, depending on what is decided to be given as a, if the restaurants want to give a snack or if they want to give a beverage or whatever, and she takes care of the payment as it goes. So it's for the BIA itself, there's actually nothing.
Oh, so there's no money going in or out of the BIA. So that's
No.
okay. That's really
And she also does advertising. So she adds the businesses that are taking part. She adds them on her Instagram and hashtag and all of that.
Oh, that's awesome. If she does have some promotional material that she would like us to spread among our membership, just so that everybody downtown is aware, and if there are questions, they can speak to it, we'd be happy to circulate that for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the food tour? No. Timing wise, when's that going to start possibly?
She was aiming towards May, June, I think, but she'll be in touch as things progress.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I think so.
Okay. Is there any public participation? Anybody off screen I can't see or?
Sorry, guys, I just joined, so thank you. Thank you for starting without me. I apologize. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay.
I won't interrupt.
Past public participation, you can jump right in.
Okay.
There's no public participation.
Okay, happy to. Sorry about my lateness again. Did you guys already do street decor?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Do you have something to add to that?
I don't. No.
Oh, okay.
Is it all in hand? You and Sarah?
We're just waiting to hear back from Rural Roots, but we're down on the agenda. We're down to the financial report. If there is.
Oh, can we just talk about, it's probably back up in events, just Creemore Nights for 1 second. I just want to brief everybody on that.
Oh, you guys got through a lot in 15 minutes.
Do you want to put that under new business or?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I think events would make sense, but we can do it new business, whatever.
Well, that way we don't have to adjust the agenda. Like we can just, we don't have to give Kayla extra paperwork if we want to.
We should probably have Creemore Nights on every agenda.
Right. I just assumed it was under events. I apologize.
So I can put it there if you're done events. There's no problem with just adding it and moving forward if you'd like.
No problem. Okay, all right. Let's pop it on there and then we can. Do you want to back up then and we'll just talk about Creemore Nights?
I just wanted to mention quickly, I haven't heard anything from the granting organization yet. So that is still up in the air. The other thing is that our committee is hoping to make a seat for somebody from the Village Greens. So either Cavi or Sarah Snyderhan, one or the other of them will be joining us for our meetings. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. I think it's really important because our operations will be integrated and it'll just kind of cut out, a layer of communication so that we'll all be together on the same page. So at this point, we're in a holding pattern. We haven't made any decisions about moving forward until, we find out some more details about park opening, staffing, and finances. So at this point,
so the CCF has no information on hiring a program or like a program person?
At this point, they haven't. And that was one of our breaks, was if they didn't have somebody in place in time. Mm-hmm. So, so at this point, really, unless there's been some big decisions made by next month, I think next month I'll come back to the board with either our plan for moving forward or a resolution to dissolve our committee.
Okay. Lori, are you sitting as the liaison to the CCF or?
No. I guess if anyone is, it might have been me from before, but the build committee's been dissolved. So I'm no longer a member of that committee. So I think Sarah and Linda and I, all three of us have been sort of reaching out to CCF, like through Cavi, who's sort of acting as I suppose,
Yeah.
like an executive director kind of role.
Should we make an official, like maybe a documented ask about the intentions and timing with their program coordinator?
I mean, we've been really talking a lot to
We've
her.
had a few meetings. So we're on it. We're just at a point where there's a lot of things that need to get into place before we can make those decisions, like Sarah was saying. So Linda, Sarah, and I have had lots of meetings with them as well, and lots of conversations and things. So I don't think any of this will come as a surprise to them.
Yeah. Okay. So they know there's some urgency because we really can't make a decision without. Okay.
Yes, they do.
They've been told that, and they've been told how important the staff is to us, and that if the staff isn't in place, that we will probably have to reconsider how we program.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a shame we don't have more to talk about.
Yeah, I wish it were more positive, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was kind of aware of the situation, because I don't want any of us to be disappointed. We are doing everything we can to move this forward, but there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of like hurry up and wait.
It's wait, yeah, and then we're gonna have to hurry up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait, and then really hurry up, or
Yeah, we've been waiting for a while now. So
there's three major contingencies in the Creemore Nights, and all three of them right now, we don't have a decision on any of them. So it's the park, it's the program manager, and it's the funding for the grant.
Sarah, was there a approximate date on the results of the grant application?
End of February, beginning of March. So now
so it could be any time.
It could be any time.
Okay.
And
have you followed up with anybody?
I have yet to do that. I need to put a little note out to them. But I mean, yeah, just waiting. But I will definitely put a note out to them.
Okay, awesome. Oh, I did reach out to Third Rodeo Creative on some graphics, but obviously it's a not do anything because we don't know.
Yeah, the money's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Anything else, Sarah, for Creemore Nights?
No, that's my sad.
It's a to be continued discussion, I think. Right. Okay. Public participation. I don't see anybody here unless Kayla has somebody in the wings. We're going to move on to financial report, which is also you, Sarah. I don't know that we've done a lot of spending, have we, other than sort of garbage and the regular stuff?
No, there's nothing kind of interesting to report at all. The only thing, and maybe Kayla, you can help me with this, is I've reached out to Emmy about year end and a couple times. Is there a new process for getting the information to somebody, or somebody else I should be contacting?
No, not that I'm aware of, Sarah. I still sending people towards Emmy. Perhaps if you want to CC the deputy treasurer as well, maybe she can provide additional insight.
Okay, because I sent it to her and I sent it to you, just kind of wondering.
Yeah, I did see your email there. I wasn't sure if she was just going to get back to you or nothing.
Yeah, I haven't heard back from her. So, I mean, all the numbers are ready to go to her as soon as I know what kind of file she needs.
That's awesome. Oh, Lori.
No discussion. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. You just missed, as far as street decor, about taking down the Christmas decorations. We're just going to put a Facebook post out and perhaps a MailChimp, just asking people to at least do the ones in front of their place. And we were hoping to find a location, like a central location, to drop them, and we'll just provide a bin there. Would one of your stores be okay, or not a good spot? Yeah.
Yep. What are we gonna do with them over the winter and summer?
I don't know. That's the other thing. We still don't have storage. I mean, I have room in a shed, but it's not overly convenient. But
I'm hoping Creemore Township might be able to take those, because it's not, I mean, what is it, like a garbage bag once we fold them up and clean them?
It'll be like a big Rubbermaid bin. We'll do it in a bin.
I mean, they don't like to take a lot of our stuff because it's too bulky, but I'm hoping that the tourism department can take that. I can reach out to Amanda if you like.
Okay. That would be great. Thank you.
We want to keep them. Do you think they're in good enough shape?
Oh, that's part of the Facebook post is we'll leave it up to people's discretion. If they're trash, then garbage them. And if they're salvageable, then bring them to the location where we're going to drop things.
Yeah, I may have to wash them.
Yeah. I mean, if they're, I'll wash them, if whatever, like that's fine.
Yeah, I can do some too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great news. Oh, do we have a date that we want to start taking the stuff off the street? Did you guys discuss that?
This week, like I'm there Thursday, so I could probably spend a little bit of time. But like I said, we're going to encourage people to have it down ASAP.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see who's interested in volunteering.
Okay. Okay. So this Thursday, all right. I don't know how much I can get out on the street during the day, during store hours, but I could do before,
Yeah.
certainly. Okay.
Just
Great.
going to say, you may want to talk to Terry at the town. I know Clearview is going to be taking over another portion of a storage building. There may be something there.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Will do.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you for that. Anything else for the financial report, Sarah?
No.
Okay. Marketing, unfortunately, there's not a lot either. It falls on my lap and I've just been a little swamped, so I haven't got as much done as I'd wanted to, but Heather was really nice in helping me get a social media job description together. So I'm kind of working on that and I'm hoping to pass it out to you guys this week so that you can have a look at it. And then we're going to go forward in trying to hire some contract workers to work with us. So, and lots of you guys have been giving me ideas and stuff. So now we have a few people that I think we can reach out to. So that's sort of where we are in the marketing kind of process. New business. Oh, okay. So this is the Creemore BIA Constitution Review. Is this you, Kayla? Are you going to present?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I hope everyone had a chance to review it. There's not too much to present. I think it was pretty self-explanatory. So basically what I'm looking for, I wonder if you guys can see me. There we go.
You can now.
Oh, maybe. Okay, there we go. So what we were basically looking at was back when COVID originally kicked off, the clerk at the time, Pam Fettis, was reviewing the BIA Constitution in conjunction with some of the BIA board members at the time, just to kind of update a little bit of housekeeping items, some processes that didn't seem to be working or benefiting the board at the time, as well as adding additional context to the document to provide more definition, background, and legislation to kind of make it more solid. Did everybody have an opportunity to review it?
I did have a read through it actually.
Yeah.
Yay, this makes me so happy. So what we're hoping to do is to kind of finalize it or get endorsement from the board level, bring it to the next membership meeting that you might have, and have the membership do the same thing, review and endorse it as well, before we move to council for their perusal and again their recommendation and endorsement. Like I said, it's more housekeeping, but we thought that this would be a really good time to pass this through with a new term of council coming in and a new executive or board of management for the BIA as well.
Yeah. When I was reading it, I did have one question about, and I'm not sure if you can answer or not, just about non-BIA members being executive, like on the executive. Was that, I didn't quite understand when I was reading through there who could be on the board. And
are you referring to the associate membership?
no, not the associate, just like who could actually be on the board, like.
So the board of membership should just be
like when you're running for election, who could actually run for election?
So that should be anybody within the BIA membership.
Because we have had the issue come up before, and we've had like people who we thought would be, helpful and when we have trouble getting board members, we were hoping to ask people who were not in the BIA, and we don't know if is that still possible or not possible?
Well, that's not something that I necessarily considered as I was reviewing this document, but if that's something that the BIA Board of Management currently sees value in, I mean, more than happy to take that suggestion back.
Okay, is that something we have to run by our membership first, or is that something the board can decide?
Well, either way, Jackie, if you guys discuss it at this level, it'll all be run through the membership as well. So there's sort of a dual opportunity to really review the document and endorse it.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to find here membership and voting.
How do you all feel about that now that Jackie's brought it to the forefront? Sarah, Heather, John, what are your thoughts?
I know there's been periods of time when nobody from the membership wanted the job. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we have to be mindful not to make it so that, it can't be filled.
Mm-hmm. Is it a difficult process to add that later? Like if that becomes an issue?
I mean, ultimately, I think, Kayla, correct me if I'm wrong, ultimately council could appoint anybody in the end. Is that true?
Usually it is laid out in your constitution. And in this instance, my gut feeling is that it would be somebody who does, pay their dues and have sort of that affinity or sort of loyalty to the area. Again, it's a BIA board constitution, and it's governing that management and maintenance of the area. So this is something that we can absolutely discuss and discuss further with the clerk's department as well. So I don't know if that answers your question.
I'm sorry, I didn't look at that specifically. Can you read me out? Can you pull up the Constitution again, Kayla? Where's the line that is of key concern?
Well, that's what, oh, sorry, I didn't hit share yet. That's what I'm not sure. Jackie, is there a piece in there that you were referring to?
Yes, but it's all highlighted already, so I wasn't able to re-highlight it, so I've lost it. But I just remember as I was going through thinking, oh, it doesn't look like somebody from outside the membership could run for election on the board, which has been an issue, like Sarah was saying before, when we haven't had enough people to fill positions. Mm-hmm. It was an option.
So if I scroll up to the original constitution here that has all the adjustments on it, the duties, we're looking at Board of Management composition or the actual board members, membership and voting.
Yeah, it must have been.
Under nominations, it nominations filed by a property owner. Oh, that's nominations.
But nominations would be if you're running, right? So maybe that's where it was.
Nominations filed by individuals not assessed commercially or industrially in the business improvement area must be nominated by 2 members assessed commercially or industrially within the business improvement area prior to submitting their nomination.
Okay.
Clerk and or designate, it says in highlighted.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So is that the...
maybe that was the... Let's see, go back to 4.
So yes, right now,
a mechanism. Yeah.
Anybody who's nominated can run.
Okay.
As long as they have 2 BIA members. If they're not a BIA member, they need 2 BIA members to put forward their name.
Okay, awesome. And there was something else, but off the top of my head, I don't have that right now, but
Kayla, are you going to go through this with us? Because I know the associate membership thing was probably one of the biggest.
Yeah, I'm happy to go through if you'd like, Lori.
Up to you. I wasn't sure how you were planning on.
No, I think that's fine. So again, just for brief overview, any word that's been struck out just basically means it's been removed, and there's usually words in red associated with that to kind of give context as to why that had happened. The highlighted words are added. And all of these articles and things are updated in the proposed sort of official constitution, if you will. So the first section has been completely newly added, and that's the definitions page, just to provide that additional context and background when we are going through the Constitution. That's best practice. And again, adds that better understanding for somebody who might not be a board member or be new to the membership area. The organization is remain the same, membership and voting. Again, everything's basically the same. Here we've added the associate membership option. This was added just as our research indicated that other BIAs do offer an associate membership, but through some conversation had with some of the board members and sort of sidebars, that might not be something that the board is interested in at this point. It was my understanding that you guys are very excited to kind of be a whole board on your own and see what you can do and produce on your own, especially with that success of Creemore Nights, that you're not really looking for the associate opportunity. Again, past history kind of indicated that there was a higher level of benefits than to what was offered back in. If that's correct. I don't know if I'm highlighting that sufficiently enough for everyone. If anyone wants
I think it was a higher level of expectation.
Yeah, you're right, Councillor Broderick, yes.
So if it's in yellow, does that mean you're adding it in?
So yeah, as sort of a best practice from the outside, it has been incorporated into the proposed. So if this is a suggestion that the board would like to see removed from the proposed moving forward, I would just need to incorporate that into the recommendation of the resolution provided in the agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to remove the portion about the associate membership.
I'm afraid I don't think I can second it. Can I, Kayla?
Not as the chair, Lori, no.
Is there a seconder? Do you guys want to remove the associate membership? You want to discuss it first? Why don't we discuss it if you're not sure? So I don't have as much experience as this as Sarah and probably all of you because you've been on past boards. And Jen Yake had a pretty strong opinion about this as well. In the past, my understanding is when we had associate members, there was quite a high expectation of the types of marketing and the types of services they expected from us. And with a very minimal amount of money, that qualified them. What they felt was a lot of work on our behalf, I suppose. And so I don't know if going forward that makes sense to us because it sort of changes the boundaries of the downtown of Creemore and it sort of expands it out. And we sort of felt, I'm not saying we as in all of us yet. I think Sarah and I discussed it and a couple others, that perhaps we don't need to do that right now. We don't need to find associate members. We'd like to see how we can do on our own sponsorship programs. That's sort of, I know there was a lot of grievances and I don't want to say it all here because I'm going to protect the people, but I know there were quite a lot of grievances in the last 2 boards ago that resulted in the board resigning. And I know that was part of the problem was associate members.
Associate membership, yeah. I think we don't have to have it in our constitution, but I think we could totally run a program that was like a Friends of the BIA or something like that without it being in our constitution.
That's exactly what we talked about too, Jackie, like that Friends of Mill Street concept, or, and lots of opportunities for sponsorships and volunteers. So with the idea that people feel that they can engage and give back to the community, as opposed to the experience that we all had when we did have associate members, which is for their $75, all of a sudden we had an obligation to people to do marketing that maybe wasn't even directly associated with the business improvement area. So yeah, I think we can have that same expansion and membership, like in membership, in engagement without having associate
in a different format, for sure.
Yeah.
That actually feeds our needs and works better with our goals, for sure.
Mhm.
Kayla, do we have to like just vote on that, or what do we do to strike that from the Constitution?
Yeah, so I'm right now just writing down comments and feedback, and I'll add that to the motion or resolution. So at the end, it will say, for example, moved by Sarah, seconded by Jackie. Again, this is fictitious. Be it resolved that the Creemore Business Improvement Area Board hereby receive the report Creemore BIA Constitution dated March 8th, 2022 as attached, and endorse the Creemore Business Improvement Area Constitution with the following comments and feedback. Remove associate membership as one of them, as we're moving through this sort of line by line. So I can add that as we move forward, if that's sufficient.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just share my screen again. Oh, did anybody else have any comment that they wanted to make? Sorry, I'm just kind of jumping over that, Lori.
Nope, that's okay.
All right.
Sounds like
The Board of Management composition, nothing's really changed in that one, except if somebody needs to take a short leave of absence, there's no real reason that you should have to come to council to do that. We thought it was sufficient that the Board of Management could make that decision and grant that leave of absence.
Yeah.
The election process. So in the past, there has been issue, and I think this is one of the items that wasn't serving as well as it could have been in the past. So if the board's happy to, and of course the membership, after you guys have seen this, are happy to move needing a nomination committee, the clerk's office is happy to handle that responsibility and take over that role for you. I feel it just kind of streamlines everything and simplifies the process to make sure that there is consistency across the election years. And then the following, just kind of, again, some housekeeping to simplify it and remove nomination committee to clerk and or designates.
When we spoke briefly to Kayla, we talked about the benefit of having a nomination committee, which was that our existing board can go out to the community and kind of recruit and encourage new members or people to be on the board. So I think we just have to keep that in mind. I think not having a nominating is super great, but I think we as a board still need to kind of have it in the back of our heads that we are still responsible for kind of shaking the bushes for new members.
Does that need to be incorporated in the Constitution somewhere, or is that something that we would just do?
That's a sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to further Sarah's point, you can absolutely, at least then we can sort of usher them towards the website and the application process that the township will kind of oversee. So when you are talking to people out on the street and they do show an interest, you can say, please fill out the application and let's move forward with that and get you guys on the board.
Awesome.
Just reviewing this again. So again, anybody that is appointed or claimed, if there's only so many positions, just to reiterate that council approves all appointments, and that's just the nature of being a board of committee of the township. Again, just housekeeping, proxy votes are not permitted, clerks and designates. And then here in the Board of Management officers, in the past, you haven't used chairman or chairwoman, you've actually used president and vice president. So just updating those terms to remain consistent. Article 5, it says here, but it could be different because we've added the definitions in there. But in this instance here, we've just added some more information to kind of give background as to your role as an elected official of the Board of Management or as a member of the board, and that you're working towards a goal altogether. So again, it's just best practices and solidifying that constitution there. As we move through, you'll see we've outlined the president's duties, the secretary's duties. Oh,
now we can't support any political candidates. Does that mean Doug has to give me back the money that I paid him? Just kidding. No, okay.
We're actually talking about Doug and not Councillor John Broderick, maybe.
Yeah, I would never say that, John, like in public. We would do that behind closed doors, John. So.
So again, just updating the duties. One of them that I just want to highlight is the secretary's duties have changed quite significantly with the implementation of kind of me, the staff liaison, or a recording clerk or secretary. So the secretary of the board, now we're kind of looking to maintain those communications and those relationships with your membership more than anything, where that staff liaison recording clerk will take over the minutes and make sure that they're filed appropriately and kind of maintain township policies and procedures that way. So we have updated them. Treasurer's duties hasn't really changed. Past president, just removing his and her and just housekeeping. I think the council representative duties are there. And then you can see here, there's quite a bit added to that staff liaison recording clerk. There wasn't this position with the first constitution. So again, just updating the past to be where we are today. Financial policy. So in the past, we were doing the budget around December, and after talks with the treasurer of the board and the treasurer of the township, just trying to come to an agreement of, hey, when do the departments of the township get their budget in? We need to be aligned with that for street cleaning, for watering projects, so that council understands what the BIA is looking to do in the next the next budget year. So making sure that that information is delivered by September 1st, so the following year is included in the township budgets.
Sorry, there's no rules like that govern the BIA that say that you have to have your AGM and your budget proposal at the same time. Like, that's totally cool to change it.
No, and there's no date set of when you need to have your AGM.
Okay.
In the Constitution, it does say your AGM needs to show the proposed budget for the following year, and that's for discussion.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it's really nice. Historically, you guys have sort of done it around Christmas time to celebrate the holidays and get together and meet the new members and stuff like that. But I feel like it might be a little bit more beneficial to perhaps change your date of your AGM to better coincide with the budgeting process of the township, to ensure that the street cleaning, the watering, those types of projects are included in the town's budget, specifically the recreation.
Yeah.
That seems really early though, before September 1st to have.
So I think yeah, as Kayla said, the impetus here is to communicate clearly with staff so that if there is opportunity, or if they're going to be cutting their budget for watering or something like that, we're aware of it. So I don't really know what the sequence should be on this or how to manage it, because I mean, oh, Kayla, like maybe we need to have those conversations and then we present our budget after. Like, I don't really understand the process enough at the township level. I don't know. It feels like there's never a good time to present a budget.
Yeah, no, but I'm kind of with you, because if we put it together for September, and then the staff of the Clearview Township are putting their budgets together kind of October. I feel like November was the first budget meeting. I think you had 3 rounds, and the first draft, wasn't it, in November, beginning of November? So yeah.
But Lori, just from a, sorry, when I look at that and I thought, oh, that kind of, we lose our Christmas thing or whatever. But timing wise, as far as being in retail, I remember December is a crazy, crazy month. So it's so hard to be on the board and organize the AGM and get all that done in a normal retail year. It's really difficult. And then I know that Thanksgiving is super, super busy. So maybe if it is done by September 1st, that actually makes it easier on the businesses.
I agree that December is a nightmare for us. That's why we have to sort of do it in January. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you guys think September 1st is going to work, then that's cool.
I mean, yeah, I can never figure out when the best time is, but I definitely think that we need to, the goal here is to integrate with the municipality to ensure that we understand what services we can rely on them and what services we have to budget for.
Mm-hmm.
So
if we have our budget by then by December, we'll know if we have to make adjustments before the new year, right?
Yeah. So I guess it wouldn't be maybe a firm budget in September. I guess a draft budget, would go out in September with the finalizing as it goes through the process. How rigid is this, Kayla? Like, how important is the date within the Constitution for the budget? Sorry, I know we talked about this a little bit, but the more I think about it, the more I question my thinking here.
No, that's okay. So the benefits is to the September 1st is you're in with the township and you're kind of in line with their process and their budgeting by department. Mm-hmm. Doing it at the end of the year as you have historically, I mean, from my point of view, you guys are very burnt out by that time of the year. And it is nice to have the AGM and something festive and sort of happy to do, but you kind of might shoot yourself in the foot if you leave it that late and require additional funds, especially if you start thinking about potential levy increases as well. Kelly would need to know that information prior to ensure that the tax roll is adjusted accordingly.
Okay, yeah. Now I remember all of this. Sorry.
No, it's good to talk it out and really get into it. I mean, I'm starting to think, oh, maybe you guys can have like a summer wind down or something.
Yeah, for sure. That's like, and I like wind down with an E on the end of wine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It does say, Sarah, in there that it's presented to the membership for information.
Yeah, so I think as long as we have flexibility, because I mean, like the thing is that there's going to be granting, and I mean, a budget's always kind of moving around anyway. But yeah, the most important thing is for us to communicate with the municipality about what our needs are, and with our membership about what our needs are, so that if we do want to do the levy, it goes up. Okay, I remember all of this now. Sorry. Yeah, I remember talking about this. We were really clever then. I remember that.
I just wanted to add to that too. It's important to have that those numbers in early, because again, then you're part of the process right from the get-go. It doesn't become an afterthought.
Yeah, it's true. It's a good point.
Okay.
So we'll start our budgeting meetings next week, guys.
Which kind of is true, Sarah, with Creemore Nights. We will be
we'll be budgeting for 2023.
Yeah.
When we haven't even implemented 2022. Oh my goodness, golly.
Sorry, so the meetings of the Board of Management just kind of increased, more description and detail to this. So just housekeeping, basic standard best practices. And it also gives some background information for new members, so that they do understand a little bit more of how to, how do we vote on a motion, and how do things pass through. I also recall thinking about that sheet, town staff contact sheet, so that the board is better equipped to know who to go and talk to, and who deals with what at the township level. So again, additional context for best practices. Meetings of the membership, just switching things from secretary to that recording clerk. And then here's your AGM, just to highlight again. So proposed annual budget for the following year for discussion purposes.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be finalized at the AGM, but it should be provided. I don't know why you wouldn't go with a proposal to solidify that, but a little bit more loosey-goosey if need be. So again, this will be done, kind of handled for you guys at new terms of council. This might change again. This first draft here, the articles are all over the place, so that's why the clause there. Altering boundaries, I recall the board was discussing the possibility of altering boundaries, which might also assist with that associate membership piece. So if that's gone, you have this option. Again, I've just added to provide the information on where the requirements are for altering boundaries and the mechanism. So here it just kind of states what it did up at the reason for potentially having the associate membership, but I think we're steadfast and we know where we're going with that. So added. Standard of care, code of conduct, and conflict of interest, just updated. There's a specified board and committees code of conduct, and then again, being consistent with council's protocol and procedure bylaw. So just maintaining consistency across the township there. And then I think everything else is basically the same. This, we just added the actual legislation to outline it, and that the reserve fund, should you require to create one, it's done in conjunction or in it with assistance from the township treasurer. I think that is it. So that's it. And then there's your boundary.
That's great work, Kayla. A lot of thought has gone into that. Thank you for presenting that and bringing that to everybody.
Well, thank you guys for participating and being willing participants in it. And, scheduling things and moving your schedules around to accompany that. So I'd like you guys to have more discussion if it needs, but right now I really only have the only suggestion, comment, and feedback is to remove that associate membership component.
I had a question about the reserve fund. Is the reserve fund different, like when you create a reserve fund and it has its own financial reporting obligations, as compared to having reserves just in the account that you just haven't spent that are building up? Like, when you create a reserve fund, does it have to have a purpose, and can you change the purpose? There's a bunch of questions about reserve funds, I think.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Sarah is really well versed in that as well, as your treasurer. So you guys are very lucky.
Okay.
And yeah, you do. The reserve funds are set for a specific thing. So your children's festival, it didn't happen. You maintained a fund for that. Should it continue again in the future, you have an account to kind of pull from.
Kayla, maybe this is a question that is for outside of that, but I could really use a little bit more. I'll talk to, I could use a bit of training when the time comes that we do create reserve funds, just to make sure that I put them in the books properly.
Yep. And you know what? Kelly would absolutely love me not to answer any of those questions and to direct you right to her.
I will do that. Oh my God, bookkeeping, boo.
Okay, Kayla, so what's next here? Are we making a motion based on the changes to the Constitution, or how do you want to handle it?
I would appreciate that if you guys are comfortable in doing so. I can read the recommendation again if you wish, just to fully understand that.
Yeah,
I still have moved by Sarah, if that's okay.
Yep.
I have seconded, just kind of blank right now. Be it resolved that the Creemore Business Improvement Area Board hereby receive the report Creemore BIA Constitution dated March 8th, 2022, and endorse, the Creemore Business Improvement Area Constitution with the following comments and feedback. Remove associate membership.
Sounds good to me.
Sarah made the motion. I'd be happy to second the motion.
And all in favor? Okay, so that's great. So that motion has been carried. Thank you. We'll receive that as information, and you can take your comments back to the clerk's office.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayla. Okay, let me just switch back to my agenda. Okay, that's wonderful. So I think that kind of brings us to the end of our, just pulling up the agenda. I think,
Oh, the only thing I didn't mention is that I did have a contact for social media too.
oh, okay. If you
I'm
want
not
to,
sure. Do you want to just meet as a marketing committee and discuss that?
would love that. Are you
Okay.
joining the marketing committee? Thank you so much.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No.
I thought I was a committee of one, so I'm so happy if somebody wants to join. Yeah, that'd be great, Jackie. I'd appreciate any of those. I know I have a couple that you've already forwarded to me, so that's awesome. Yeah, great. Forward it away. Okay. Is there anything else that anyone else has for a new business or would like to add tonight? It's going to be kind of a short meeting, I know, because we don't have a lot going on just yet. I know there was some suggestions of that came from Home Hardware in terms of maybe, you know, looking into sidewalk sales. I know that was something that was sort of near and dear to their hearts. And I realized as we're not doing the Vintage Festival this year, that maybe there might be an opportunity to do a sidewalk sale at some point, because I feel that, you know, we've maybe lost that opportunity when Vintage Festival was a big sidewalk sale in more or less in the spring. So I don't know if you guys
You mentioned like an end of summer blowout kind of sidewalk sale. So I don't know if that makes a difference, if it's
and
spring.
maybe there can be more than one, you
Yeah.
know, but just wanted to kind of put that on your radar, that I think we didn't really budget for it. We didn't really put it in the events, but hearing from the membership and just sort of thinking about it, maybe that's something that we should consider, whether it's part of Creemore Nights or, you know, it wraps into one of our other events, you know, something that I just wanted to bring forward based on some comments from the membership. Okay. So with that, anyone else have anything else they'd like to bring forward?
We just had one question for Heather with Tourist-More. Everything is still a go, and is Tourist-More like a
Yes,
will sign
everything
up
is still
and-
going as planned, May 14th. It looks like the province is opening more. Hopefully we'll see some more restrictions open after March break. We're hosting an outdoor event. So even if there are restrictions, I feel like outdoor events like this are still going to go forward. And maybe we'd have to restrict corralling and people, but other than that, we're still a go.
Sure. And do you have people signed up already? Do you have some numbers?
We're at about 100 registrations right now.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty good for.
Yeah, and I think with the pandemic, people are going to wait until closer to register for that. Also, cyclists wait for weather reports closer to event dates. So we could see like 30% of our registrations in the last week, but so hopefully we'll see some action on the street in May. Fingers crossed that everything moves forward.
Fantastic. That's great. I'm excited to see that. It'll be our first big event in a long time.
I don't know. Did you see
Maybe
the
that's
Santa Claus parade?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Sarah Claus Parade.
I'd never seen that many people.
Sorry.
That was awesome.
Okay, so our next meeting is April 12th. I don't know, is that the week of Easter? Sorry, do you guys know when Easter? I thought Easter was
Easter's
around
the
that.
17th, I think.
Good Friday's on the 15th.
Okay, so it's just right before our Easter event, so that's exciting. So we'll have a meeting just before that if there's any last minute sort of additions or changes. So that's wonderful, at 7 p.m. And in that case, if you guys are all okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight.
Just
John's
before-
there. Oh, sorry.
Just before we go, and yes, I will make. that
Sorry, I
motion.
thought you were. Okay.
I just wanted to let everybody know that during the next meeting, I'll be at the Ontario Good Roads Association, and it's going to be in person at the Royal York Hotel or the Fairmont Royal in Toronto. I am going to try to log on for the meeting there, but if I have any issue, I just wanted everybody to know.
Oh, that's nice of you to tell us, but sounds like a nice night at the Royal York Hotel. So hopefully it's a good meeting.
Hopefully.
Okay, so John's putting forward a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting, and I just need a seconder. And I think that would be Sarah. And I think everybody is going to be voting for that.
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, great. So the motion's carried. Wonderful. Thanks so much. Sorry I was late, but I appreciate everyone's commitment and participation tonight. And we got lots done with the Constitution. So that is a huge